Torchwood is arguably one of the most popular corners of the Doctor Who universe, and with the recent return of Captain Jack in Revolution of the Daleks, one question I want to ask is, will we actually see Torchwood return? So I'm going to start by giving my opinion on whether we would want to see the show return, and whether I want to see it return. So firstly, I genuinely think that Torchwood has a fair chance of returning for a couple of reasons. Firstly, Captain Jack's return in the new special is pretty popular to some degree, and was almost certainly the only redeeming part of that special. I mean, Revolution of the Daleks wasn't the best. I mean, it was almost on the same level of the series already. Anyway, another reason that I think Torchwood could return is BBC 3. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with a lot of news recently, BBC 3, the show that Torchwood did used to air on back in the day, will apparently be returning as a main channel at some point next year in 2022. So I think I would say that if Torchwood was to return, there would be a fair chance. Okay, moving on to the actual show itself. We're obviously going to need a cast from the new series, and if it does happen, I think the first two cast members we can easily tick off are John Barrowman and Eve Miles, who played Captain Jack and Gwen Campbell respectively. Now, the other three people on this list I would say are very fair bets. Now, for those of you wondering, well, why can't they just set the show before the quote-unquote deaths? Well, I don't think that would work. Now, there's nothing to stop the actors who played these other characters in Torchwood, that being Yanto, Tosh and Owen, there's nothing to stop them appearing in, say, maybe a flashback, or maybe as an alternate dimension version of the same character. But really, I think we just need to focus on the Torchwood team we already have. And who's this Torchwood team going to consist of? Well, as I mentioned earlier, Jack and Gwen are very fair bets. But the other three members are very interesting. My first pick for joining the show would be Kai Owen, who played Rhys Williams, who was married to Gwen in series 2 and 3. And we haven't really actually seen the character of Rhys since Miracle Day, and I think that seeing him back on the screen would be interesting to see. Now, there are a couple of logistics that come with Rhys returning. The actor who plays him, Kai Owen, currently, I believe, is on Hollyoaks right now. I don't keep up to date on the show anymore. Used to be a big fan of it, not anymore. But if Kai Owen is still playing the role of Pete in Hollyoaks, then if Torchwood does continue, then it's going to be difficult to get Rhys in the show. But still, if he's not in Hollyoaks now, it would be interesting to see Kai Owen return. Another character I think would be an interesting idea is Andy Davidson. So for those of you who don't actually remember, Constable Andy Davidson was a colleague of Gwen's before she joined Torchwood. And in some of the big finished Torchwood stories, Andy is apparently running Torchwood now, so it will be interesting to see him clashed with Jack over leadership should the show actually return. Now, my last pick for the cast is Yaz. Now, Mandip Gill, who plays Yaz, I'm not really sure if she's going to be around in Doctor Who for much longer, because I think she's only going to stay for Series 13 and possibly a festive special if that ends up happening, and I can't really see Yaz sticking around for the foreseeable future, because I think after Series 13 and a possible festive special, which may happen around Christmas or New Year's, I think we're just going to see the Doctor and John Bishop's companion. And whether we'll have a new Doctor, we don't know. BBC didn't confirm Jodie's departure, so I kind of doubt it's happening. Anyway, it would be interesting to see Yaz join the Torchwood team. Credit to the Confused Adipose on YouTube for that. He's a really great YouTuber, and he's one of my personal favourites. And seeing Yaz return in this core of the Who-universe, if you will, would be cool and interesting to see, especially since her and Jack had some pretty decent chemistry in Revolution of the Daleks. And this is just a wild card out here. Sort of a couple of wild cards here. Now, two other suggestions I would have is to bring in Martha Jones and Mickey Smith. Now, if you remember back in Journey's End, Mickey and Martha did actually leave the TARDIS, and in the End of Time Part 2, when the Doctor goes to visit all of his companions again before his death, Martha and Mickey apparently got married. And in the Farewell Sarah Jane story, it's revealed that they have a son called August. So it would be interesting to see whether they could pop up. But there are some very big problems. Firstly, Freeman Ackerman, who of course played Martha Jones in Doctor Who, I believe is busy in America right now, and the actor who played Mickey is facing some, let's just say, pretty serious allegations. So I'm not really sure if we'll see them pop up. But we could just get a reference to them, like maybe Jack or one of the other characters just name drops them. That'd be pretty cool. Now, another suggestion I have is to possibly include some characters from the Sarah Jane Adventures, more specifically bringing in either Ronnie, Luke or Clyde. I'd say only bring in 2 of the characters from there because we don't want to overcrowd the Torchwood team. I would say bring in some characters from the Sarah Jane Adventures for 2 reasons. 1, to maintain continuity, and number 2, to say that yes, these characters are still active in the Doctor Who universe. So it would be pretty cool to see whether Chris Chibnall, if he's still going to be around in Doctor Who world at that point, to see if he will actually continue the continuity, or whether he'll just kill them off or something, or just retcon them and get rid of them, like he did with Unit and Kate Stewart. I mean, seriously, Stephen Moffat did a great job building up Unit again after their appearances in the classic era and the Russell T Davies era. It was such a shame to see Unit just gone like that. Okay, moving on. Another idea I have is, when will this possibly take place? Now, dialogue in Revolution of the Daleks tells us that the New Year's special was most likely set in 2021 on New Year's Day, and I think it's possible that a continuation of Torchwood will be set in either 2022 or 2023. As I mentioned earlier, BBC 3 is not going to become an official channel again until at least 2022, so I think this would coincide well. Now, we don't know what time frame BBC 3 will become an official channel, so I could see Torchwood airing as an official show again around maybe summer to fall 2022 or early 2023 at the latest. So seeing that happen could be pretty cool. Okay, that does it for this Torchwood video. It actually feels good to be making Doctor Who content again. If you guys did enjoy this video, then click the like button so you don't miss any videos. Hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.